Hello, everyone. I'm not sure if everybody's on. It looks like we're live. I hope so. I was just informed yesterday afternoon from Daryl. I've been doing all these live streams for, please let me know if you can hear me. I came to Nashville without my microphone. Yeah. So there is ambient here. There's a public water, a public fountain. You know, pretty water fountain over here. And then there's voices over here. Oh, good. Fantastic. So I won't make that mistake again. I'm going to get my gear ready in case I have to bolt and find a location to do live streams. Daryl informed me yesterday that all this time I've been doing live streams, which how many have I done? Hundreds. That there is a commercial that happens at the top of the program, and you have to wait to click it off, and so you can't hear the first bits of what I say. I'm not sure what to do about that, because if you click the ad off, then I don't get any money. But it's not that much, because not that many people tune in to the live part of the live stream. Many people tune in to see them later. So just a reminder that YouTube creators make money from their ads, and if you click them off, we don't make money. So just keep in mind that we all take a lot of time to try to share our lives and ourselves and our inspiration with all of you, and to try to bear with those ads, and we'll be like 2 or 3 pennies richer. So I am going to just say hello to everyone. I'm assuming everyone that's on was on this morning. The sort of failed attempt from my house. I thought maybe I could pull it off with 2 bars on my cell service if I wasn't moving around the way I was the very first night. And it's too much buffering. So after I've come in and I've had some food here at the Well Coffee House. It's a very sort of trendy, in the last, Well, there you go. I have 4 bars here. They have very good internet at the Well Coffee House. So that sort of tells me, even if I go buy a booster and I manage to get 4 bars at my house, I'm probably going to be having issues with my live streams. We'll see. I do live in a sort of, there's hills on either side of where my house is. So, you can't, I guess I could climb up on top of the hill and behind me and have better reception. At any rate, we'll go as long as we can, maybe for about a half an hour. I just wanted to give, it's a funny. Okay, this could be trouble. Let me just try to share you this funny story. So I texted, I saw, I was getting a little bit of a bag of trash, and I hadn't seen any garbage cans. And I texted my realtor and I said, what day is trash pickup day? Because I didn't want to miss it. And she said, welcome to country living. You take your own trash wherever, or burn it, or whatever. So, that's just after living in the 2 largest cities in the country for the last 40 years. Now I have to take my stuff to the dump, except they only recycle, apparently, aluminum cans. I thought they did glass, but they don't, because I handed him yesterday. I went, tried out, it's a drive-through. You get out and you dump your garbage in one thing. And I thought there was another thing to dump my glass bottles. And he took them out of my hand and he dropped them both in the same bin. I said, you don't recycle glass? And he goes, no, we don't do that. So they recycle aluminum cans, which I don't drink soda. I don't buy soda ever. I don't like drinking out of aluminum or cooking out of it or anything. So it will be the rare can that I drop in there. They do recycle toys and cardboard. So that was that. So each day I'm trying to make a step forward towards integrating into my new life. And I've been sleeping for 5 nights now, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Well, this will be my 5th night. And I'm sleeping on, as you know, a twin air mattress that my brother gave me for camping, And I have that situated 6 feet in front of my fireplace. So about 7 o'clock, I'm exhausted, and I start trying to build a fire. I've succeeded every night in building a fire. Hasn't been easy. It's required fire starter, but I'm learning. I'm getting a little better, and I've had a fire every night. So I wanted to say, I got together with Daryl and Denise and his mom yesterday. We had a great lunch at the new pho place in Cookeville. And Daryl's mother's awesome. Daryl brought me a bunch of presents, which I want you to see, the real thing. But he made me a birdhouse out of a gourd. It's really cool. And I got butternut squash, which he gave me butternut squash, which I've recently learned has one of the longest, it stores for one of the longest periods of time of any of the winter squashes. So that's awesome. And he gave me back my cannas, which, if you recall, I bought in Illinois at that nursery, which I never edited that video. They had a major freeze or something, and it just wiped out his whole display, and so he decided to close early for the season. And so I thought I would wait and upload that in the spring, so if anybody is traveling through there, they can know about what a great place it is. Nancy, one of my fans, has made the trip to the nursery. Awesome plants, so that's awesome. I like to support people who are trying to do the right thing, and he is. And so, let's see, I did that. So, the first thing I did when I got moved in, I am not moved in, sorry. I got in the house on Tuesday with what was in my car, and I had stopped and gotten a bunch of groceries, which now I'm out of. And the grocery store is right beside the Well Coffee House. So if you're ever over in Bellevue in Nashville, hit the Well Coffee House for breakfast or lunch or coffee, and then the Sprouts is right there. So the first day, because I had already arranged for reclosed, I had arranged a electric guy from Hiller Plumbing and Electric to come and give me an estimate for a new HVAC system for the first floor of the house. I am going to be prepared to keep myself warm with fires, which is why I'm practicing every night to try to get better at building fires. But I am not going to rely on that. And I wanted a new gas heater and AC, and that was put in on Tuesday, and that's working great. It's making a lot less noise than the 16-year-old unit that was there. Very, very happy about that. Left to do, big ticket items, left to do, washer and dryer. I don't have any way to wash clothes, so that has to happen this week. I have my son and his fiance coming on Christmas Day, and I got to get all that stuff organized. So as a part of as a part of turning this property into Late Bloomer Garden 2.0, which is also my home, my homestead. It's not just the garden, it's the everything. It's the living, it's country living. I am going to have to learn how to do all of these things. As well as, I had scaled down. I had a lot of old furniture that I'd had for many, many years, and I didn't want to have to move that across the country and spend more money moving it across the country than it was really actually worth. A lot of it went to Habitat for Humanity, was donated to Habitat, and I sold some things on Facebook Marketplace, and of course, as you know, my grand piano was donated to the Coburn School of Music and Dance in Los Angeles. So I whittled down the furniture type stuff. I still have so many boxes. I mean, if you packed one of the largest 2-axle truck with the head over the where you drive, that head part, that whole thing would be full to the brim. That's about what's coming across the country. Now, of course, they're not going to drive a truck like that across the country. They're going to drive a semi, and it's going to be part of a load. And now I'm worried because they never even asked me, and it's their responsibility to know that you cannot get a semi. You saw my driveway. You can't get a semi tractor trailer up that driveway. So I hope they figured that out and calculated that in the cost, and I'm not going to get some phone call saying, we can't get up your driveway, so this is going to cost you a bunch more money. Anyway, that's a big concern I have, and I'm worried about that. I see there are 58 people. Thank you so much for joining me. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, I promise you I am going to keep you entertained and inspired to the best of my ability, and I hope you will subscribe and tell your friends. Now is the time for renewal and growth on my channel, and a whole new experience that I'm sharing with you. And I hope you will subscribe and tell your friends, and I hope my channel will just go like that. So part of my big focus right now, because the house is empty, it gives me pause to think about how nice it would be if I had beautiful things everywhere. Beautiful, interesting things everywhere. And of course, I have so many things packed away and so much art packed away that I'm afraid that when my stuff gets here, if I accumulate more stuff before it gets here, there's not going to be room. Because basically what I want to do, my plan for now, and I'm sure that will change, is to reserve the upstairs for my possible retreats, people come and stay, or possibly Airbnb, or possibly Airbnb experience. And I want to, in other words, I don't want to be running up and down those stairs all day long every day with my work being upstairs. So I'm going to try to figure out how to have my whole living experience when I'm alone, which is most of the time, be on the first floor. While I understand it's good exercise to go up and down the stairs, it's also, you get distracted, you're carrying stuff up and down the stairs, and I felt twice last year, so I really want to keep it on the down low, the low floor. So now Linda, as you kind of saw, you saw Linda. She was like, I don't, what's the female word for macho? Macho. Anyway, she was hauling butt on that 4-wheeler with me hanging on the back all through the Texas ranch. You got to see her a little bit. She's kind of shy, on camera shy, and she didn't want me to put her on the spot, make her do a cooking video. Well, we couldn't figure out how to do the Lebanese bread cooking, because I could, on a live stream, I could, because you mix it up, it just takes 2 minutes to mix it up, and then it rises for an hour, and then it's got to cook. And so how do you do that in a live stream? You don't. So I should probably do it in a Instagram video. That's what everybody's doing now. Anyway, Linda, my dear friend, is she has a beautiful, this she's had for a while, and it's not her main focus, but it's just one of the many gorgeous creative things she does, is she has a line of fabrics that she has designed, and she has instructed a designer to design, I believe. And they're used for slip covers, cushions, drapes, and they're all botanical. Well, not all. She has a whole series of roosters. I love her roosters too. But the other day I'm thinking, because I got those new, so what happened 3 days ago, 2 days ago, my brother drove down, and I found a Lazy Boy recliner. I did not have one comfortable chair, you may recall. And I found a Lazy Boy recliner that's more streamlined, slimline. It's not the overstuffed pillow type. And it's black, and it looks great in my living room, and I think it'll look great with my mother's mid-century modern furniture. So my brother drove all the stuff that we found for me up in Abingdon down in a 12-foot trailer 2 days ago. It was raining the whole time. I locked myself out of the house before we even left, so I had to call a locksmith who met us there on the way back. We went and picked up this recliner and on the way to Nashville, and then we went to my brother's, picked up he's moving also, so he gave me a virtually brand new exercise machine. It's a bike, and then it has the upper body too, and of course the only place for that to go is the garage. But the garage has not been cleaned, floor has not been cleaned, and so I am looking for suggestions to clean off that sort of baked in oil. It's not wet, it's just kind of greasy, and I want to get some kind of detergent and scrub that and then hose it off or power wash it off or something. So if you have any suggestions, for me, can you put it in a comment below, because I probably missed your comment here. I got to do that immediately, because that truck, they've already charged me the many thousands of dollars for my stuff to come out from California. So I have to be prepared for that to show up any day, and I don't want them walking through that garage and carrying everything in. Well, I can't put everything in the house anyway, so we'll see. Any suggestions on that would be great. Now, Daryl had been babysitting, plant sitting my cannas, and I would like to know if anybody knows whether they can, if I keep them indoors, because part of what my brother brought me that we bought up in Abingdon were these two really nice pots. They're ceramic glazed pots about that big, and I think that they would look great in there, but will they bloom inside? I'm gonna get a plant light, because even though we call that a sunroom, it's on the back of the house, so it doesn't get a lot of sun. So I'm gonna have to get a plant light for that room. Also, I've heard that deer protectant helps, because yes, yesterday morning it was complete whiteout out the windows. I looked at, it was total fog. All I saw was one black tree, that's it. And then eventually it starts lightening up, and I see off to the side, I see this mother and then two baby deer coming along up my front yard. I grabbed the camera and I just filmed, and I'll put this in a video. I just filmed them approaching, and I'm going, yeah, they're going right for the garden. And the previous owners said that the deer ate all the leaves off of those 4 or 5 peach and I forget what the other two are. Ate all the leaves off. You saw that in the video yesterday. I hope everyone has seen the video. I tried to make it as peaceful and as tranquil and enjoyable and beautiful as I could. We're faced with so much stress and turmoil in our country, and with the virus and fear and unemployment, and it's so much that I just wanted to give something beautiful and peaceful. It's only 10 minutes long. If you haven't seen it, please do. Please like it. Please share it. I think not only does it help me, but I think it might help somebody else just to see it, because forget about the fact that it's mine, or, you know, kind of mine. We don't own nature, but I'm just sort of holding place for this property now. We can't own nature. That's just provided for us by God, and we have to take care of it. So that's what I'm doing. I'm the caretaker of that property for now. And I just wanted to share the incredible peace that I am experiencing there. I was in such turmoil, cramped in that apartment with boxes stacked to the ceiling, and lovely family downstairs. But she had a 2-year-old. You know, 2-year-olds that are cooped up, they're going to cry. They're going to get cranky. I understand that. But still, old building, very, very, lot of noise. Couldn't really garden there, and couldn't really do anything with lockdowns and all that. I feel so at peace, and I want to share that with people who can't experience that in their own living situations now. So I hope you'll share that. Let me know if cannas will bloom indoors, because I don't want to plant them in these pretty pots that I plan to keep indoors in my sunroom, if I'm just going to have to put them outside in the spring to get flowers. I heard that if you spray deer protectant once a month, it will, and without fail, it will keep deer from eating your plants. If anybody's had experience with that, please leave me a comment below. This is going too fast for me to see everybody's comment. Is Rebecca on from Food Forest Next Door? Rebecca, I've been meaning to write you, and I want you to come. Didn't you say you could come down before you had a bed to sleep in? Because if that's true, I want you down this week. If you're not working, I don't know what your schedule is. I have a volunteer, Trudy, from south of me, about an hour and a half. She's driving up, possibly with her husband, who is evidently good at everything. Former police officer. He can do everything, just in case we need him for something. And Daryl gave me the advice yesterday, because I think there are 5 raised beds. I keep counting, thinking there's 6, but I think there's only 5 with the wood around it. And there's only 2 little pieces of 4x2. I think it's just pine 4x2. Oh, Nancy said they got to go outside. Bummer, they're really pretty right. Okay, I tell you what I'll do. I'm going to put them in a larger, because they have to be potted up now. So I'm going to put them in a larger plastic pot and just sit them in those pots for now to get me a little greenery in there. And of course, all the plants that I carried from California will be coming, you know, when I have a guest room set up for somebody to actually sleep. I wanted to just mention that if you are interested in seeing these beautiful fabrics, and these are not printed off in some big factory in, you know where, China, like everything else. These are beautiful fabrics created in England. If you want some very, very special fabric, or just want to see her lovely fabrics, go to emmettmalouf.com, EMMETTMALOUF.com. And there's, it's a very small collection. There are 2 collections, very, you know, just maybe 10 different variations. There's an oak leaf pattern, there's a rose pattern, there is a wheat pattern, and of course the roosters, and then there's a more geometrical pattern that's part of her Canyon collection. Canyon and Champagne collections, I believe. And you can see what I'm going to be getting, which is autumn on beige. So I'm getting autumn on beige. My brother gave me these 2 large painted panels And I don't know the technique. I was an art dealer. I have an art background. I was an artist, photographer, but I don't know this particular technique. I don't know if it's a picture that they varnished and then cracked it, or if it's a painting with a cracked varnish on, not varnish, but a coating on top. We'll just wait for that Ford 5500 diesel to back out. That's what I need. Oh, sorry. That was the little pickup truck that made all that noise. Will you be raising ducks? Okay, I know that title was a little misleading, but I was trying to show you my new ducks. They're not live. I don't have a pond, so most likely no. That doesn't mean I'm not going to have some other kind of animal, but since I don't have a pond, I don't know how I could raise ducks, you know? I could do rabbits. I'm seriously thinking about that, you know. We'll see. Where was I? Fabric, funny story, bloom indoors, deer protectant. I think I was in the middle of something, but... Oh, so I went out 2 days ago, and it was lightly sprinkling, and I thought, I'm gonna walk around the property. I mean, not up in the forest. I'm waiting for Daryl to come over to do that. And I left my walking stick in up at my brother's in Virginia. He used to bring me that back. I was gonna walk around the front yard. As you saw, if you saw my video yesterday, you know I've got a big front yard. And I thought, hey, if I just walk down and walk around and back up like every single day, I mean, that's a good way to get the day going. So I get down just like a few feet to where the garden is, and I look at the, there's two trellises, you know, or what do you, yeah, trellis. Those are blackberries, by the way. I guess thornless blackberries growing on there. And there were all these vines that were on the ground, and they were just crawling out. And I'm just going, wait, I could be stepping on something. So I start picking up one, I pick up another, I pick up another. I'm going at this for about 15 minutes thinking, no, I just stopped to pick up a couple of vines, and then I'm walking around the property. Well, this turns into like this half-hour exercise, and by then, I'm looking down and seeing weeds, and I'm going, no, not in my garden. There won't be a weed, no. And I'm pulling up weed, you know, big clumps of this really hard grass. And so I pulled out, you know, four big clumps of weeds, and it hit me. It hit me. And I said to myself, I'm gardening. It's been a while. And I wasn't just doing a little chore. I actually felt like I was gardening. It was a great feeling. Now, Daryl gave me this advice that I should just, because I've got so many strawberries in that one bed, and somebody else, I forget who, the other day, said that I could thin those out, take them, and he said that I should just do the whole thing, because there's not really much growing in those other three empty ones. And then there's one with a few strawberries, and there's one with a lot of strawberries, and just spread them all out and let them all grow. But what I need is, I need Rebecca to come down, or Tori to come up from Columbia, South Carolina, who knows a lot more about permaculture than I do. You see, those beds are sloped, and I don't want to always, and I like things to be level. I think I already mentioned that. And so I was thinking about getting somebody up there to help me level those beds out. But the strawberries are already established, so Daryl says, why don't you just put strawberries in all of that, and then all your new stuff do elsewhere. Because I have a lot to do house-wise, but I want to be doing a little something with my gardening now so that I'm ready in the spring really go for it. And so let me know what you think about that, about leveling the beds, because I'd like to bring the sides up and put a little lip around it so I could just, you know, sit down if I need to and not always be completely bent completely over. Denise gave me, she said I can call, oh boy, no, I wrote it down somewhere. What was it, Denise? Yeah, getchipdrop.com. You can go to getchipdrop.com and they will bring you a load of stuff. And so I want to get a big load. I'm not sure exactly where it should be put though, because can't really put it on that, you know, I've got that big area there by the garage. I mean, yeah, by the garage, but you need it for turning around, especially if you've got a pickup truck. And like my brother had a 12-foot trailer, so he needed every bit of that asphalt up there to turn that thing around. So, okay, two other things I want to talk about: Insectiary and planting alliums now. So alliums I can grow in pots if I had to. I'd rather them be growing in the garden. I don't eat that much garlic, but onions and garlic make the most beautiful flowers, these snowball flowers that bees love. So I'm thinking I should be planting garlic for the bees, if nothing else. And on contour. Keep it on contour, Eric? Is that what you saying? Keep it sloped? That's really nice of you to thank you, Amal. So I need to order, and somebody else sent me a link. I was going to write their name down. I forgot. I'm sorry. Sent me a link. They had just ordered a whole bunch of their alliums, and sent me the link for that. So I want to order that with your advice. So if you have any advice for me about planting alliums now and what to buy, obviously now that I live in Tennessee, I can grow hardneck garlic, whereas in SoCal, all we could grow was softneck garlic, which don't have the scapes. And I think those little scapes are so cool when you're cooking with those, the little curled up things. I never got a chance to try that. So I want to be able to find a nursery, order the stuff, get started, and any advice on that, please leave me a comment below the video. Also, I'm relying on you guys because I don't know a thing about growing here. Also, Linda just made a huge order because I had told her that I want an insectiary. I don't know if you have been following me since year one, but I did a video at this fantastic family farm. She had a market garden and all of that up in northern Cal. Trying to think of the name of that video. Anyway, she had a whole garden of alliums. I mean, it must have been 20 by 30. I think it was, or 15 by 25 or something. It was big, and it was all alliums, and a lot of which she. And in addition to that, she had her whole garden laid out like this around this hillside, kind of, and then around that she had about, I would say it was about 6 feet deep, and I don't know how long it was, at least 20 feet, and it was just her insectiary. And it was all in bloom when I went up there. So I want an insectiary, but I don't know where to put it. Because if I ever do want to get bees, or just even 3 or 4 hives, I need to know where best to put them, because where the people that lived there before were, they had several beehives, at least probably 10 or 12 beehives, and made their own honey and everything. And had their own honey. The bees made the honey. They collected the honey and labeled it. And kept the bees alive. Anyway, all those were moved, but they were in the wrong place, they told me, because they were too close to the strawberry beds, so they would get annoyed. You know, you're never supposed to put anything in the flight path of bees coming and going towards their hives, which is why you very often see, believe me, I don't know much about having bees at all, but I do know that you're not supposed to have anything in their flight path, because that can annoy them and also make it difficult for you out collecting strawberries. I'm in the shade. Hold on. The serious flaw with this jacket is the only way to fasten it is to zip the whole thing. There isn't like one snap. There we go. Okay, so if anybody has any advice where the insectiary goes, now that you've seen my front yard, I don't have really a clue as to where to put the insectiary. The insectiary needs to go close to the vegetables, but the beehives, I guess, you have to put in a separate location. I'm going to go back and read the live chat, you know, when I get home. I can surf the web and read email and all of that sort of thing. It's just the streaming part that's difficult. Okay, so let me see if that's everything. Oh yeah, so yesterday before I crammed a bunch of stuff in yesterday, and before I met Daryl and Denise and his mother for a very early meal. We were the only people in the restaurant, which makes social distancing so easy. I had committed to buying some ducks from a woman on Marketplace who lived in Cookville, and I knew I was going to be meeting them in Cookville, so I said, okay. We met at the Cracker Barrel. It's going to be a recurring thing. You're going to be hearing about the Cracker Barrel in every live stream, I fear. We met at the Cracker Barrel in Cookville and did the trade-off. And she had, you know, these are, I'll show them to you. They're so cute. But they're Mallard ducks that were they're vintage. Mallard ceramic glazed ducks. Vintage from, I'm thinking the 50s. Looks like something that you might have seen in well, anyway, Roy Rogers' house or something. I don't know. I never saw the inside of Roy Rogers' house, but very, very vintage. And so I thought, you know, from the picture that the mother was about this tall, and then there was two little ones, and I thought I could put it right in my windowsill. But no, the mother is like this. The mother is like that tall, and the babies are like that tall. And so there's three of them. They're in perfect condition. They belonged to this woman's husband's mother, passed away, and they had an estate sale. Nobody bought the ducks. And I thought they were so cute. I was $20 for these. I mean, you know, I'd be losing money not to take that deal. But anyway, then while I'm driving there, she texted and said, "Would you also like a lamp, a vintage Mallard duck lamp?" So evidently, her husband's mother really liked mallards, and so it's this really cool lamp with this mallard taking off from the pond with the bulrushes down below. And the wings are just about to take this duck off, you know, from into the air, and then the lamp, the brass rod goes up behind the duck, and it has this really cool lampshade that is kind of silvery gray textured, goes around, and then it has that, you know, like we did in 4-H and Boy Scouts and all that, where you take the leather and you go around and you make a trim all the way around it with just that little piping of leather string, and so of course I'm such a sucker for anything nature related or vintage or just cool, so I had to have it. Anyway, I think that's about all I need. There's so many things I still need. I don't have a broom, I don't have a mop, I got to get potting soil and plant. I ordered some fish fertilizer today, but I need a mop bucket and garbage cans, doormats, Christmas lights, extension cords, a rake. Okay, let's just talk about leaves real quick, and then we'll sign off. Can anybody advise me about, thanks for everybody hitting that like button. I mean, that's a very good ratio. We have 41 to 58. So the other 17 of you, when you sign off, can you please hit that like button and be sure and share this channel? Oh, Happy's sending me a... I did 2 Kentucky Fried Chicken commercials. I can tell you about the chicken. Sorry, that was a non sequitur. That was responding to a comment I just saw. So the only other thing was, what? Shoot. Oh, this is what happens when I interrupt myself. Leaves, thank you. I have all of those leaves on the ground, and they're wet because every day it's been foggy and it hasn't been that much sun. It's sunny here, but it hasn't been that much sun out there. And so they're wet, and I know I can buy one of those things that you blow leaves, and you reverse it and you suck it up and it mulches up the leaves and puts it in the thing. But I can get that for free, Daryl said. But Daryl, you're busy and you don't have time to get me a load of those, and I don't know how to get a load of those. I can't tow anything with a Prius. I don't have time to trade my vehicle in right now. I've got to get a Tennessee driver's license. And I got to go to the DMV, and I got so much more to do. It's just this long, long list, and the days are so short, it's hard to get a whole lot done. But about the leaves, somebody was talking on one of my recent live streams or videos about making leaf mold, and I know Tony at Simplify Gardening has a great video on leaf mold, and I really don't actually know what leaf mold... Hold on. Of course, that was a Porsche. We all knew that, right? I didn't need to tell you. Leaf mold is supposed to be very good for the garden. I don't know how to make it. I feel like I really should use my own leaves. I'm happy to buy one of those things. But I don't think I can suck those leaves up if they're wet. So please take your thoughts on leaf mold and drop them in a comment below. Okay, I'm gonna go because I'm gonna go see my mother, and I can't I can't be out before dark. I'll turn into a witch. No, what happens when you're out after dark? You turn into a pumpkin. Is that what you do? Gosh, I can't think. If I'm out after dark, I'll turn into a pumpkin? Anyway, I have not driven to my property in the dark. I am in the country. I don't want to do that. I do want to see my mother this afternoon. I have to get food, and I want to get that booster because I would like to, and I appreciate all the advice that I was given this morning from Living Traditions Homestead, about Nomad, whatever. I'm going to check that out for sure. But I just want to thank everyone, all 62 of you. It looks like maybe some people have just joined. I hope you subscribe to my channel. I promise to do my very best to inspire you and put a smile on your face. and share my newfound peace and serenity and enthusiasm. And I'm really so grateful. I'm so incredibly grateful that that I was blessed with a safe trip across the country, seeing amazing friends, staying well. I didn't see anyone who was sick, has been sick, and I haven't been sick, and I'm just so very grateful. And I hope the same for all of you. So thank you for following my channel, and I'm going to take off, and I will see you. Oh, by the way, I think we really have to change the Sunday live stream, because I just, my brother kind of gave me a lecture last week, which is why I moved it to 2 o'clock so that we could go to church. And so if you have thoughts about when it is a great time, because see, I know, you've all got your favorite channels and they all do their live streams at a certain time. And so if there's a good time in the winter now, I mean, we can change it when summer comes and everybody's out gardening long hours. We can change the time then. But if there's a time that works for you on Saturday, please let me know. Or if Sunday afternoon is a good time. It's just that, people around the world watch. So that's why I always like to start earlier, because then I was on the West Coast, and so if I started at 8, I hit New York at 11, which hit England at 5 o'clock, and then Czech Republic. Not that I have anybody in the Czech. I do have a friend in the Czech Republic, but not that anybody watches from there that I know of. But Eastern Europe would be an hour or two later, and then India probably an hour later. So it was always just so great in California to start early and to catch so much of the world, because if I start later now, a lot of people are going to be in bed. A lot of people that watch this channel are going to be in bed. So anyway, if you have any thoughts on that, please let me know, and thank you so much for tuning in, supporting this channel. Oh, and I want to give a special shout out and a special thank you to my patrons. I have some wonderful patrons that stick by me, and every month they have a small amount of money deducted from their bank account, which helps support this channel. And thank you for everybody who's ordered a t-shirt. And recently, I wanted to grab her name. She ordered a mug and a t-shirt. And if you're interested in getting the Lake Number Gardener mug, you need to let me know by sending a $40 donation, that's US only, to my PayPal. So thank you so much, and I will see you calling, and I had a pause there. So thank you so much. I'm going to read your comments, and hopefully we'll come up with a better time for next week's live stream, and I will post that on page and check in to my community page sometime this week. Okay, take care. Love you. God bless.